Hi sisters, it's Jake here, and I'm back with another video. I've tried to record a video today at least 3 times, and then I've stopped halfway through, deleted all the footage, and then restarted. So I feel really good. The first topic that I was going to talk about was Liam Payne on Impulsive, and honestly, I would rather cut off both my testicles, juggle them around, and then feed them to someone instead of talking about Liam Payne and Logan Paul. He's rich, he's annoying, he's white. What more do you want to know? Before I get started, I would like to say thank you to all my patrons. Boo, 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 boo. Maybe you could sign up for the Patreon where I send you a personalized video monthly. I mail you a signed Polaroid. You get access to exclusive content. You get your name right here. I mean, I would like to say confidently, this is the best Patreon you'll ever be a part of. The other people. Oh, here's a video early. Shut up. You don't get access to my podcast, Jake Talks. Today I'm going to be talking about a photographer named Bryant Eslava. As many of you may or may not know, I started out as a photographer, shooting for people like Billie Eilish, SNL, going on tour with Danny Drew and Curtis as their tour photographer. I fell in love with it at a young age and I've been doing it ever since. You may know Bryant from the all-white brand trips that Emma Chamberlain and Hannah Maloche went on a couple years ago. And there was a scandal in there where Bryant wouldn't take photos of the minorities and he would only take photos of Emma and Hannah and Ellie. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to compare my photography career with his and where his went completely wrong. In 2020, Bryant Eslava admitted to exploiting young girls for nudes. And in return, he would give them his photos. In June of 2020, a girl tweeted out her conversation with Bryant back in 2012 when he was 19 years old. She said, "Hello, I'm responding to your post about shooting followers while taking their picture." Well, I mean, that would be a crazy story as well if he was just shooting a bunch of his followers. To make it short, I'm a 6'3" girl who has been trying to find a modeling agency that would want someone so tall, and I'd be so honored to have someone like you take my picture. I love everything in all your pictures, and with that, have a nice day. Bryant responded and said, "I'd love to take your photos. 6'3"? Whoa, that's amazing. Could you possibly email me some photos of yourself in a simple black bra and black underwear, front, side, back photos? They can be taken with your iPhone. I want to show some of my agency connections your photos to see if they're looking for someone like you." So this could have been handled in a completely different way, right? He would give the agency contact, he would maybe shoot with her first and then send those photos off to the agency, but no, he needs the underwear photos sent to him. Interesting. The girl responds and says, "I'm very interested. However, is it possible to just send the pictures clothed? I'm not wearing anything extravagant. I just feel a little uneasy about sending photos like that. If it is absolutely necessary, I will do what I can." I think that's a completely fair response, right? If she's not comfortable sending photos of her in underwear to a 19-year-old photographer who's going to send them to an agency, that's fair, right? He responds and says, "Agencies typically want to see photos like these because they want to see your body figure and height. At this point, it is necessary, but yes, of course, do what you can. You deserve to be signed." After he says it's necessary for her to send photos of her in her underwear from every angle, she says, "Well, then of course I'll do it. Where can I send it or what email can I contact you at?" He sends his email and he goes, "Can you send them now? I'm currently dealing with over 300 plus messages." After this, the woman texted her photos of her in underwear and a bra to Bryant, and then he continued to ask for nude photos from her because agencies expect you to. She says that she doesn't have access to her old iPhone to prove the text exchange, but she provides a screenshot from the email she sent him with her nude photo. In her tweet exposing all of this, she said, "Once he received the nude photo, I never heard back from him regarding modeling or anything at all. He never asked my age or confirmed it. His Twitter's Bryant Eslava. I can't be the only one this has happened to." And then this is where everything gets really, really interesting. Accusations like this happen all the time. They pay off the accuser and nothing really comes of it. Instead of doing any of that, Bryant tweeted 3 days later an admittance of everything that she accused him of. Bryant says, "A few days ago, some screenshots resurfaced from my Tumblr blog from 2012. I wish I could say these screenshots were fake because of how embarrassing they are, but they aren't. And I wanted to take some time to address them head on." So just completely admitting to asking for nude photos from a random follower of his. He says, "When I first started in photography 8 years ago on Tumblr, I wanted to get into the fashion industry. I was a teenager who had just started to grow a following for the first time on social media, and I was excited about the attention that I was getting from other photographers and quite honestly, girls. A few people came to me wanting to shoot together, and I did ask girls to send me racy photos. Now, this is where I start to become super upset. Bryant at the time was an adult asking for these photos, a full-grown adult. I was 19 2 years ago, and I knew better, so why is he making this sound like it's okay? At this time that he was 19, he was doing influencer photography along with nude photography. And I can't express to you how awful this makes photographers seem as a whole. The amount of times I've heard of dance photographers or portrait photographers getting caught with CP and being locked behind bars is immeasurable, and it makes everyone else look awful. As a 21-year-old shooting for some of the biggest influencers in the world, this is a genuine problem. I would never ask for any of this, and he admits for his following and how much it had grown and then used that to his advantage to receive racy photos. Then he says, before I say anything further, I wanted to apologize to the girls I was in contact with for making them feel uncomfortable or hurt by asking them for these photos. I'm very sorry. I'm not proud to admit it, but it has taken me a few years to realize how inappropriate and wrong this behavior is. This is when I stopped this behavior and I switched my career path to focus on influencer photography. Now, this is where I really start to get bugged. In these next couple photos, I'm going to blur faces and certain parts of the photos, but I'm going to say the age of the person that's in the photo and how old Bryant was when he took this. The model's 15, Bryant was 22. From left to right, 17, 15, 16, 18. Bryant was 28. Same here. In this, the model is 17, Bryant was 28. From left to right, 17, 16, 15. Bryant was 28. In this, the model is 17, Bryant was 28. 17, 28. 1728. So how can you say that you stopped this behavior and switched your career path when it doesn't seem like you have? You're still shooting for girls in next to nothing, except these girls are mostly all underage. Bryant says, although I'm disappointed in myself and my past actions, I am proud to say that they are not a representation of who I am today. Well, I feel like I just proved that wrong. I have learned and grown so much as a photographer, but more importantly, a person. And I'm not saying that people can't change. I know that people can change. But to me, it doesn't seem like he has. Going back a little bit, even the interactions with his fans are more than most influencers or influencer photographers would usually have. This was tweeted in August of 2015. Him hugging a fan, just saying, you. Okay. I'm 21 years old, and if I met someone who supported me, I wouldn't post this photo and say, you. This was a deleted tweet from Bryant's account saying, heart these Bryant girls. And there are a bunch of different fan pages. It just seems off. First of all, to assume that they're girls and then say that you love them. People always say, I love my followers. But to say that I especially love these girls who follow me and have fan pages dedicated to me, that's strange. And shooting for models is a very intimate experience, right? You're trying to get people out of their comfort zone and trying to get people to trust you to capture them in the correct way. I feel like not only does Bryant and his past actions make it harder for photographers like me to achieve a connection between a subject, but it's also mind-boggling that he's still so loved worldwide. I mean, you look him up and in the first page, it's his Instagram with 8.6 million followers, an article from the New York Times, famous birthdays in his Twitter. You have to scroll down past the article called The Photographer of Choice for Influencers is Everywhere to find these accusations. Everything that I'm saying besides what he has admitted are of course just allegations, but I know as a fact that other photographers in this space have no respect for him. Because if anybody besides him did these insane acts as a full-grown adult, they would be fucking gone. But just because he has millions of followers, it makes everything okay. Not only that, but all these new influencers to the scene are still excited to work with him. Like, he has swept this so far under the rug that people don't even know about these accusations. I mean, there's a girl who I follow on TikTok that I wanted to shoot with who just recently posted a photo taken by Bryant, and I'm not kidding. The caption was, "Thank you, Bryant, for having a studio in your house." What? Thank you, Bryant, for having a studio in your house? Thank you for having a studio that's in the same building as your bedroom. And I know that some of this might seem like a stretch, but it has genuinely bothered me for so long that this has been overlooked by everyone. Just recently, I turned 21, and I've been a professional photographer since I was 15 years old. I started as a child child, and never did I do anything like this. Also, I feel like once you get to a certain age, you need to set some boundaries of what you're going to shoot and what you won't shoot. I've worked with some people who are dance photographers where subjects just want to wear leotards in a ballet shoot, and the photographer will refuse to shoot for them unless they wear tights over the leotard. Because people like Bryant have made an awful name for male photographers everywhere. The worst thing that could ever happen is somebody accuses you of taking advantage of them as a photographer in a power position. Like, that's my worst nightmare. But not only did he take advantage of his models, he also exploited them. Like, why is, I don't know. I feel like I'm going crazy. So if you're just finding out about this, like and subscribe. Let's boost this a little bit, because I'm not saying that Bryant should be deplatformed, but I am saying that he needs to take another one of his career path turns and separate himself from the young girls that he's still shooting. Anyways, I know that this video wasn't really a giggler, but I've been thinking about this for quite a while. Next week, I'm going to Florida to shoot for the first 3 shows of Curtis's tour, so I just wanted to get this off my chest. As a photographer and a creator, I feel like I have a platform, and this is where I can speak on things. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm completely out of line. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.